Let's talk about one of the most underrated subjects that carry immense significance: supercarriers. Supercarriers, also known as aircraft carriers or nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, are large warships designed to carry and operate a significant number of military aircraft, primarily fighter jets. These vessels play a crucial role in modern naval warfare and power projection. In this video, we're going to show you how modern supercarriers operate. The flight deck is the most prominent feature of a supercarrier. It is a large, flat, and open deck where aircraft take off and land. The flight deck is specially designed to handle the high-intensity operations of launching and recovering aircraft. It is equipped with catapults for launching aircraft and arresting gear such as cables and tailhooks for safely landing an aircraft. Beneath the flight deck is the hangar deck, which is where aircraft are stored, maintained, and prepared for flight. The hangar deck is a massive enclosed space with high ceilings to accommodate various types of aircraft. It also houses aviation fuel and munition storage facilities. The island is a superstructure on the flight deck, housing the bridge, command, and control facilities. It serves as the control center for flight operations, navigation, and ship management. Elevators facilitate aircraft movement between the flight deck and the hangar deck. Supercarriers have accommodations for their large crews, including sleeping areas, mess halls, recreational and medical facilities. Onboard medical facilities provide healthcare and emergency services. The island also houses a command and control center for the carrier strike group's operations, including communications, radar, and surveillance capabilities. Supercarriers are powered by nuclear propulsion systems, offering extended range, endurance, and the ability to operate without refueling. These systems use nuclear reactors to generate heat through controlled fission reactions, releasing heat energy from uranium atoms. This heat is then used to produce steam, which is then directed to turbines connected to generators. The turbines convert the kinetic energy into electrical power, which powers the ship's systems and propulsion. The electricity generated by the turbines is used to operate electric drive systems or steam-driven propulsion systems, depending on the carrier's design. Electric drive systems provide greater flexibility and control, allowing the ship to adjust its speed and direction more efficiently. The flight deck of modern supercarriers is equipped with a series of catapults and arresting gear, including steam catapults. These powerful systems accelerate aircraft from standstill to takeoff speeds quickly. Typically, there are 4 catapults on a supercarrier's flight deck. Aircraft are prepared for launch by attaching launch bars or hooks to the aircraft's nose gear or fuselage. When ready, the catapult officer fires the catapult, releasing steam pressure, propelling the aircraft down the deck and into the air. Aircraft returning to the carrier must be safely and quickly recovered using arresting gear, including cables and tailhooks. Pilots approach the carrier at a specified angle and altitude, aiming to catch one of the arresting cables with their tailhook. Landing on a carrier is often described as a controlled crash, as the aircraft rapidly decelerates upon contact with the arresting cables. In some cases, an aircraft may miss the arresting cables, a situation called a bolter. In such cases, the pilot immediately applies full throttle and goes around for another landing attempt. After landing or being launched, aircraft taxi to designated positions on the flight deck or to the hangar deck for maintenance, refueling, or rearming. There are designated areas for each type of aircraft, and the flight deck crew directs aircraft to their respective locations. The aircraft complement of a supercarrier, also known as the air wing, is a crucial component of the carrier's operational capabilities. It consists of a diverse mix of aircraft, including fighter jets, reconnaissance planes, airborne early warning aircraft, helicopters, and other specialized aircraft, depending on the mission and requirements of the Carrier Strike Group, or CSG. The specific composition of an air wing may vary, but here are some of the typical aircraft you might find in the complement of a modern supercarrier. FA-18EF Super Hornet, a carrier-based multi-role fighter jet used for air superiority, strike missions, and electronic warfare. F-35C Lightning II, a stealthy carrier-based fighter designed for air-to-air combat, ground attack, and reconnaissance. E-2 Hawkeye, an airborne early warning and control AEW&C aircraft equipped with a radar dome on top, used for surveillance and command and control. EA-18G Growler, a specialized electronic warfare aircraft derived from the FA-18F Super Hornet for jamming enemy radar and communications. MH-60R Seahawk, a versatile maritime helicopter used for anti-submarine warfare ASW, search and rescue SAR, and surface warfare. MH-60S Nighthawk, a variant of the Seahawk used for vertical replenishment, medical evacuation, and general utility missions. MQ-25 Stingray, an unmanned aerial vehicle (UAV) designed for aerial refueling, extending the range and endurance of carrier-based aircraft. HH-60H Seahawk, a variant of the Seahawk used primarily for search and rescue missions. The composition of the air wing can be adjusted to meet the specific mission requirements of the carrier strike group. For example, during combat operations, the emphasis may be on strike aircraft and electronic warfare capabilities. At the same time, during peacetime or humanitarian missions, the air wing may include more utility and transport aircraft. Supercarriers are typically part of a carrier strike group, which includes other warships like destroyers and submarines for protection and support. The carrier's primary role is to project air power. This can include launching airstrikes against targets on land, providing air cover for ground forces, conducting maritime patrols, and serving as a command and control center for the CSG. Supercarriers are often used to establish and maintain air superiority in a given area. They can launch fighter jets to intercept and engage enemy aircraft, ensuring control of the skies. They play a crucial role in maritime security and stability. They can patrol and project power in areas where maritime disputes or piracy threats exist, helping to ensure the freedom of navigation and protect global shipping lanes. Supercarriers can also quickly respond to humanitarian crises and natural disasters. They can launch helicopters and cargo aircraft to deliver relief supplies, conduct search and rescue operations, and provide medical assistance in affected areas. Supercarriers deploy helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft specifically designed for anti-submarine warfare, ASW. They can locate and track enemy submarines, protect the carrier strike group, and deny the enemy the ability to operate freely beneath the sea. Logistics on supercarriers are critical to their operations, ensuring that these massive warships can sustain themselves and their aircraft for extended periods while on deployment. The logistics involved in a supercarrier encompass various aspects, including supply chains, maintenance, personnel support, and fueling. Supercarriers must maintain an extensive inventory of spare parts, aviation fuel, munitions, and other supplies required to keep the aircraft operational. These supplies are typically sourced through a well-established procurement system. The carrier has dedicated storage areas for aviation fuel, ammunition, and spare parts. These spaces are organized and secure to ensure quick access when needed. Supercarriers have onboard maintenance and repair facilities, including workshops and hangar decks equipped with specialized tools and equipment to maintain and repair aircraft. A team of skilled maintenance personnel, including aircraft mechanics and technicians, is responsible for the day-to-day maintenance and repair of the carrier's aircraft. Supercarriers have onboard storage for aviation fuel, typically jet fuel, JP5. The carrier's aviation fuels division handles, stores, and distributes fuel to aircraft. The carrier has dedicated spaces for storing various types of munitions, including missiles, bombs, and other ordnance. Safety procedures are strictly enforced in these areas. During extended deployments, supercarriers receive supplies, fuel, and ammunition through underway replenishment from supply ships or resupply aircraft. This allows the carrier to remain operational for extended periods. Supercarriers are high-value assets that require robust defenses to protect against various threats in a dynamic and potentially hostile environment. These defenses are essential for the carrier's survival and the safety of its crew and aircraft. The carrier's primary defense is its air wing, consisting of fighter jets capable of intercepting and engaging enemy aircraft before they can threaten the carrier. This air defense umbrella extends the carrier's protection over a significant area. Supercarriers are equipped with close-in weapon systems, such as the Phalanx system, which are rapid-firing autocannons designed to shoot down incoming anti-ship missiles in aircraft at close range. Carriers use electronic countermeasure systems to disrupt enemy radar, communications, and targeting systems. They use decoy flares, chaff, and radar-absorbing materials to confuse missiles. Supercarriers' quick position and course adjustment make them less detectable to adversaries. Have you ever looked at supercarriers closely before? What are your thoughts about them? Tell us in the comments below.